Hello and welcome to Santosha Rose. My name's Sam and in today's practice we're going to be doing yoga for strength. I'm excited to share it with you. See you on the mat. We're going to start the practice today lying on our backs. So bring yourself down to the ground, palms facing up to the ceiling, a little bit away from your body, feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And just allow yourselves to settle into your body, into this space. And taking a couple of full cycles of breath here. Letting your body release, be supported by the ground. Maybe allowing yourself a little smile. On the next inhale, you're going to bend your right knee into your chest, grasping your shin. On the exhale, lifting the head up to the knee, having a little squeeze. Inhaling, stretching that leg all the way up to the ceiling, flexing your toes back. And exhale, slowly bringing that leg down in a nice controlled straight line all the way down to the floor. And then releasing onto the floor. And we're going to inhale, left leg in this time. Exhale, raising the head, squeeze it in. Inhale, straightening that left leg up to the ceiling, pulling the toes back. Exhale, straightening that leg in a nice straight line, bringing it down to the floor. And resist the temptation to let the leg collapse down at the end. See if you can engage through the core all the way through. Inhale, right leg in. Exhale, head to knee. Inhale, straightening that leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, slowly lowering it down. Engaging through the core. Keeping it nice and controlled all the way down to the mat. Inhale, left leg in. Exhale, head to knee. Inhale, straightening that leg up to the ceiling. And exhale, slowly lowering down. And then releasing both legs down onto the floor. We're going to bring both knees in together this time. Inhale, knees into the chest. Exhale, bringing the head in, give it a squeeze. Inhale, straightening both feet up to the ceiling. And exhale, slowly lowering those legs down. You're going to need some real engagement through the core muscles for this one. Notice the point where your legs start to feel really heavy. Engage through the core, keeping it nice and controlled, releasing down to the mat. And releasing in the tummy muscles, just allowing yourself to relax. Let all of your muscles relax. And then we're going to bring the arms in a straight line up to the ceiling and take some circles of the wrists. So do this a little bit slower than you want to. Really feeling that full range of motion. See if you can keep your arms as still as possible. It's just the wrists that are moving. And don't worry if there's cracks, noises, that's all cool. And taking the circles in the other direction. Noticing if there's any difference between the two sides in that range of motion. And then slowly releasing the arms back down to the floor. You're going to lift both legs straight up to the ceiling. And see, maybe knees want to go completely straight. Maybe you want to take a little bend in them. Take the cue from your body today. I'm going to point the toes away up to the ceiling and flexing the toes towards your face and pointing away on the inhale, flexing the toes towards you on the exhale. And carrying on with that cycle in time to your own breath. And then taking some circles with the ankles. And again, see if you can do that, keeping your legs completely still. It will take a little bit of core activation to keep the legs still. Just isolating the movement into the ankles. And take the circles in the other direction. Keep breathing. Keeping your upper body relaxed. So check. You've got no tension in the shoulders, in the face. And then releasing with the ankles. You're going to bring your feet together. Straighten your knees as much as they'll go. And pulling the toes back towards your face. And now engaging through your tummy muscles. Bring your legs towards your head. So it's quite subtle. Using the tummy muscles. Keeping the back flat on the floor. Bringing those legs in. We're going to hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Releasing the legs back to neutral. And then we're going to engage through the tummy muscles and bring those legs down in that nice straight line, coming all the way down to the mat, but nice and slowly, engaging through the core. And when you get to the mat, releasing, let your feet roll out to the sides, and just take a couple of breaths here, all the way into your belly. Allowing that air coming in to release the muscles, any tension you've got there. And then bringing both knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your shins and just take a little rock from side to side, feeling that nice massage in the spine. And then you're going to cross your ankles over, taking the outside of each feet with the opposite hands. We're going to do some rocking up and down the spine. Have that nice massage of the mat on your spine. We do 3 rocks and then coming up into a cross-legged position. So taking the time to check your posture here, check your alignment. You want to have a nice straight back. If you find it hard in this position to have a straight back, you can get a cushion or a block or a rolled up blanket, something just to lift your hips a little bit up off the floor. And so feeling that sense of grounding down through your sitting bones, but lifting up through your spine, through the crown of your head. Imagining that you have that cord that's lifting, lengthening through the spine. You can rest your hands just on your knees and taking a couple of cycles of breath, lifting up through the spine. And see if you can find some ease in the shoulders, some relaxation in the shoulders, that relaxed alertness of yoga. And breathing. And on the next inhale, we're going to lift the arms coming up to the ceiling, reaching up, gazing between your palms. Keeping a nice distance between your hands, nice openness in the shoulders, and exhaling, bringing the arms slowly down, coming back down to the mat. You're going to inhale, reaching up, lifting the gaze between those hands, and exhale, coming down. And inhale, reach up, feeling the stretch through your side body, through your armpits. Imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling. And then we're going to take the left hand to the right knee and the right hand behind, coming down in a twist. And keeping that integrity in the spine here. Inhale, lifting up through the spine. Exhale, finding a little bit more twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. looking over that right shoulder, feeling that lengthen and that twist with your own breath. On the next inhale, we're going to come into the center, reaching up, gaze between the hands, and then coming down to the other side, left hand behind, right hand to left knee. And feeling that twist in the other direction. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Taking the gaze over the left shoulder, feeling that twist. And then inhale, coming back to the center, reaching up, feeling that stretch through the side of your body, reaching through your fingertips, and then slowly bringing the hands back down, coming down to the sides. And take a couple of circles in the shoulders, nice and slowly lifting up and back. 1 and 2. Should feel really nice on the back. Now we're going to take them forward as well, circling 1 and 2. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to reach forward, coming through into a tabletop position. So taking a second to check your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees are hip width apart. So you've got a little gap in there. And pressing down through your fingers. So anytime in this practice you want to take the weight off your wrists, you can engage through your fingers and it will move the distribution of weight that you have, taking the pressure out of the wrists. Pushing down also with the backs of your feet on the floor, feeling that engagement with the floor. And you're going to lift, have a slight lift, bringing your navel in towards your spine. So not moving the spine at all, but just feeling that little engagement through the tummy muscles. And then we're going to reach the right arm in front as if you were shaking somebody's hand, thumb facing up, little finger facing down, and then taking the left leg back in a nice straight line, feeling that reach, reaching forward through the right hand, backwards through the left foot. Inhale, reach, make yourself as long as possible. Exhale, bringing knee and elbow into touch underneath you. Inhale, going to reach away again. Exhale, knee to elbow coming underneath you. Inhale, reach, really reaching, making yourself as long as possible. And then exhale, knee to elbow. And this time we're going to hold it for 5. Lifting that back foot in towards your glute. 4, 3, doing amazingly. 2, keep breathing. 1, and reaching away. And returning the knee and the hand back down onto the mat. And just noticing what that feels like. Feeling that sensation, having stretched one side, not the other. And we're going to even that out now. So lifting up the left hand this time, reaching the left hand in front, taking the right foot back, reaching away, making yourself as long as you possibly can. And then exhale, bringing the elbow and the knee into touch underneath you. Inhale, reaching away. Exhale, elbow to knee. And inhale, reach away. And exhale, elbow to knee. And this time we're going to hold it. So lifting as close into your body as you can go. Going to hold it for 5, 4, you're doing great. 3, 2, keep breathing. And 1, reaching away. Making it long, stretching out, and then bringing the hand and the knee back down onto the mat. And you're going to bring the tummy down, lifting the head up, coming into your cow posture. And then lifting up through the spine, curling the spine, bringing the head into the chest. into your cow. Tummy down, head up on the exhale, and inhaling, curling through the spine, bringing the chin in, bringing the navel into the spine, and taking a couple more cycles in time to your own breath. Check you still have that connection through your fingers, through the tops of your feet, as you're moving the spine. And keeping it nice and slow and controlled, moving in time to your breath. And then bringing yourself back to that neutral spine. You're going to plant down through the right hand, lifting up through the left arm, reaching up, opening the whole of this side of your body up, reaching the arm up to the ceiling. And then we're going to thread this left hand. It's going to come through between the hands and the knees on the floor, bringing the left shoulder down, the left side of the head, the right arm reaching up to the ceiling, opening up on the other side, and then taking that arm behind your back, opening up in the right shoulder a little bit more, and feeling that lovely sense of stretch, of twist, and just taking a couple of breaths here. And then reaching up with the right hand, stretching up to the ceiling first, and then bringing that right hand down onto the mat, pushing through the right hand, opening up on the other side, left arm coming back up to the ceiling, reaching up to the ceiling. And then bringing that left hand back down, planting down through the left hand, we're going to lift the right hand up, opening up on the right side, taking your gaze up to your fingertips, and then feeding this hand, we're going to thread it through, bringing the right shoulder, the right side of the head down, lifting up through the left hand, reaching the left hand up to the ceiling, and then tucking it behind your back, coming over towards your right thigh. And I'm going to take a couple of breaths here. Feel as though you're breathing into the places where we're twisting. Any places of tension, you can send the breath there. And then reaching up through the left hand, reach up first, and bringing the left hand down, planting it on the mat, pushing through the left hand, uncurling and opening back up, right hand up to the ceiling, and then bringing the right hand down, back onto the mat. And you're going to take your hips coming towards your feet, extended child's pose, reaching forward with your fingers along the mat and bringing your head towards the mat. You may find that your head touches the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't. And just take a couple of breaths here. Noticing how your body's feeling now you've brought some movement into it today. And just noticing any sensations you've got. Bringing your awareness into your physical body. And then coming back up into all fours. And then taking your hands, hand step forward. Tucking through the toes, we're going to come into plank. So check your alignment here in plank. You want nice wide fingers, shoulders over your wrists. Lifting up through the navel, coming towards the spine, lifting up in as if you're bringing the front of your body into your spine, into your back body. Having a nice straight line that goes from the crown of your head all the way down to your feet. Try and avoid either sticking your bum in the air or bringing your hips down. You want a nice straight line, feeling that engagement. Be maybe feeling the heat on this one now. We're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. We're going to slowly bend arms. See if you can bring yourself down in a completely straight line, coming down to the floor and releasing onto your tummy. Untuck your toes, keeping your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to lift up into a baby cobra. So shoulders, chest off the floor, but only a little bit. You could actually let go with your hands. You're not pushing weight through your hands. It's mainly your back that's supporting you, gazing forwards. You can use the hands for a little bit of stability here. And then bringing yourself back down onto the mat. And we're going to push back up into a plank. So you can either come through knees or you can go directly straight up into the plank. We're going to hold it here for a cycle of breath, pushing through the fingers and then taking the hips up to the ceiling into our first downward dog of the practice. So in the first one, maybe have some movement, maybe bending one knee, then the other, pedaling it out. Just feeling, what does your body need in this downward dog today? Bringing the feet together. I'm going to plant down through the left foot, lifting the right leg up to the ceiling. Just keeping that straight line going from your fingers up to your toes. And you're going to bend that knee, bringing that foot in, placing it between your hands. Bring the left knee down. You're going to stretch the arms up, reaching, bringing that gaze between the hands, and then bringing the hands back down to frame the right foot. Tuck the left toe, lift the left knee, bend the left knee backwards first to come forwards, bringing the left foot to join the right. We're in a nice forward fold position. And just let yourself completely release here. So let your upper body be heavy. Take a bend in the knees. This isn't a hamstring stretch. Maybe taking your left hand onto your right elbow, right onto the left. Take a little bit of a sway, lengthening out through the spine. And then releasing the hands, you're going to uncurl, so hands onto the ankles, and then bringing the hands very slowly up the legs, and stack the spine, uncurling through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And when you're up to an upright position, taking a couple of circles in the shoulders, circling back and forwards. And lifting up the toes, spreading the toes, bringing the toes down one at a time, starting with the little toes. This is kind of tricky if you've not done it before. Just go with it, see. Feeling that connection down through the feet. I'm going to bend a little bit in the knees to bring the arms up, circling up to the ceiling, reaching up and folding forward again. And planting the hands, we're going to take the left foot back this time, bringing that left knee down, reaching the arms up, and bringing the hands by the sides, opening up in the chest. Bring the hands to frame the foot, tuck the left toe, lift the left knee, come back into the plank. And again, checking that alignment, nice wide fingers, shoulders over wrists, straight line going from the crown of the head down to the feet. And we're going to slowly lower down, coming down in a nice straight line, untuck the toes, lifting again into that baby cobra. Gaze facing forward. See if you've got any tension in your shoulders. Can you release that? And then bring yourself back down, pushing up either through knees or coming in a nice straight line, and then taking the hips back into downward facing dog. And really breathing into the back of the legs here. You might find your legs are okay to be straight. They might need a little bend in them. That's cool. Coming up onto your tiptoes, take a little bit more of a bend and lift up through your hips. So you feel that sense of lifting up, heart coming towards the tops of your thighs, and maybe bringing the heels a little bit more down towards the floor, straightening through the legs, but with that real sense of lift. And then bringing the feet together. You're going to plant down through the right foot, lifting the left leg up to the ceiling, feeling that lovely straight line, and then bending that leg, bringing the left leg in between the hands, bring the right knee down, reaching up, gazing between the palms, and then bringing the hands down to frame the foot, tuck the right toe, lift the right knee, bending through the right knee backwards to come forwards, back into that forward fold position. Holding onto either elbow with the opposite hands and taking that little sway from side to side. And releasing, bring the hands to the ankles, and then slowly bringing your hands up your legs, uncurling, slowly coming up to standing position and taking those circles again. 2 circles back and 2 circles forward. Fabulous. Okay. Take a small bend in the knees. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding forward again. Planting down through the feet. I'm going to take the right leg back. Bring the right knee down to the floor, reaching the arms up to the ceiling. And then bringing the hands down to frame the feet. Tuck that right toe, lift the right knee off the floor, back into plank. And pressing through the palms, through the fingers, feeling that engagement, turning on those core muscles. And then we're going to come onto the sides, onto the side of the outside of the right foot, inside of the left foot, lifting up through that left arm. So you can stack your feet one in front of the other to help with the balance. Opening up, looking at that left arm, feeling that strength in the right arm. Don't worry if it's shaking a little bit. Building that strength, reaching. And then we're going to bring that hand back down, coming back into a plank, feeling that stability, that security in the plank. And then we're going to come onto the outside of the left foot, the inside of the right foot, lifting up with the right arm this time. Feeling that reach, feeling that strength, engaging through the core, and then slowly with control, bringing that hand back down, back into the plank position. Engaging. You've got some heat now, maybe shaking. You're doing amazing. Keep at it. I'm going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Slowly, in a nice straight line, we're going to come down to the mat. And this time, pushing up, you can go into that baby cobra again or into a full cobra, pushing up a little bit more through your hands. Don't lock out your elbows though. Keeping the hips on the floor, opening up through the back. Allow your gaze point to be just straight ahead of you. And breathe. And then slowly bringing yourself back down. You're going to take one hand on top of the other underneath your head,
creating a pillow for your forehead, and just allow yourself to release down into the mat. And take your hips apart, bringing your heels apart, bringing your big toes together to release in the lower back. Maybe take a little rock from side to side on your hips and feel that lovely release in your back. And bringing the hips to stillness, just take a couple of full cycles of breath, allowing yourself to completely relax, completely release. And just noticing how your body's feeling now. And then slowly bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Gonna push up either in a straight line or coming up through the knees, and then taking it up into the downward dog. Feeling that real sense of lift up through the hip creases. Have an inward rotation of your thighs that are coming towards each other, and outward rotation in your shoulders. And taking some nice full breaths here, breathing all the way into your belly and releasing it out, maybe sighing, coming out through the mouth. And if you feel like you still need to have a little bit of movement, there's still a bit of tension in the legs, that's also cool. You can pedal through the legs, keeping a little bit of movement in this downward facing dog. And then slowly bringing the knees down to touch the floor, taking the hips back into an extended child's pose. You're going to take a cycle of breath here. And then walking your hands in towards your knees. You're going to take your feet to one side, coming to a sitting position, and bring yourself forward so you've got some space behind you. Feet on the floor, knees bent up, reaching the hands in front. We're going to come down slowly onto our backs, using your core muscles, engaging through the tummy, bringing yourself down slowly, and then releasing. I'm going to lift the legs up, and ideally you're working towards a right angle in the hip, a right angle in the knee. If you've got a big gap in your spine, you can bring your knees a little bit closer in towards your chest, so you've got that nice flatness in your spine, and try and keep that integrity there, keeping the spine pressed into the mat. I'm going to keep the left leg where it is and straighten the right leg out at about a 45-degree angle. And then bringing that right leg back in and stretch out the left leg in that same kind of angle. And bringing the left leg in. You're going to sync this up to our breath. So inhale, right leg goes out. Exhale, right leg comes in. Inhale, left leg out. And exhale, left leg in. And keep going with that alternating legs in time to your own breath. Feel that real intention, that awareness, keeping it in time to your breath, alternating one leg then the other. Notice if maybe over time the bent knee is getting closer and closer into your chest. Can you keep that at a nice distance? And if this is feeling super easy and you want to have a little bit more challenge, you can bring the leg a little bit lower as you straighten it out. But listen to your own body. See what your body needs you to do today. Now I'm going to do 2 more on each side, keeping that awareness. Nearly done. And make sure that you've done an even number. start on the opposite leg to the one you finish. And then bringing the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the legs and taking a little rock from side to side. Feeling that kind of massage on your spine. And then lifting back up into that same position. So the right angle at the hip, right angle at the knee. You're going to reach your arms out in a T shape, coming out in a straight line from your shoulders. And engaging through the tummy muscles, we're going to take the knees over to the right hand side. So doing this with as much control as possible. Engaging through the tummy, slowly bringing the legs down and keeping that left shoulder on the floor. So feeling that left shoulder pressing into the floor. Your knees might come to touch the floor on the right hand side. They might not quite reach there, that's cool. And then taking your gaze down your left arm. And breathing here in this twist. Just allowing yourself to relax, to release. And then bringing the head back up to neutral. Engaging through those tummy muscles, lifting those legs back up. And again, slowly with control. No jerky movements. Going back to center and then taking them over to the left hand side. Slowly, don't let them collapse at the end. Keeping that sense of control. And then taking the gaze over to the right arm. Looking down the right arm, feeling that lovely sense of twist. Breathing into any places that you still feel tension. Bring the head back up, face the ceiling, engaging through the tummy muscles and then lifting up slowly through those legs, bringing the legs back to neutral, and again tucking the legs in, wrapping the arms around the knees and just taking that rock from side to side, feeling that lovely release in the spine, that massage, and then bringing the feet down onto the mat, taking the legs out straight, one leg then the other. Palms facing up to the ceiling, a little bit of distance away from your body. Feet a little bit wider than the mat. And just allowing yourself to completely release now. Notice if there's any places that you're still feeling tense. Sending your breath to those places. Allowing it to release. Taking a full inhale, a full exhale, releasing onto the mat. And then turning over onto one side, bringing your knees up. Nice, comfortable position, resting your head on the arm that's underneath you. Taking a full cycle of breath here. And then in your own time, bringing yourself up, coming back to that cross-legged position. Integrity through the spine, straight spine, lifting up through the crown of the head. Hands on the knees. And take an inhale in. Bring the hands in front of the chest. And exhale, namaste.
Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me today. If you enjoyed it, do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know how you found it in the comments below. See you again soon.